Fortaleza, Brazil.
Goal. Goal. Goal.
Gyeonggi,
广东 Singapore
广西
China 海防
Hamburg, Hanoi,
Hebron,
Helsinki.
贺州、广西、
World Bank.
Aloha, Honolulu.
Once more, with the red light.
Iloilo, China 京城
Johor Bahru.
Kandy,
Kazan, Russia.
Kingston, Jamaica.
Kuala Lumpur,
Singapore,
Kuching North, Malaysia.
Kuching South Malaysia
广西来宾
Leipzig, Germany,
柳州
City of London,
Luang Donggala.
หลวงพระบาง
Manama,
梅州广东 China.
Melbourne,
Montreux.
Muscat,
Netherlands, New Taipei City,
Singapore,
again. Press.
Ningbo Padang Indonesia
Panama,
Penang
Singapore,
Penang Island
Port Louis,
Breseno,
黄崖
Chile, Puente Alto,
黄崖 Việt Nam,
Singapore,
Rabat Morocco, Jakarta,
Singapore,
Rotterdam,
Santiago de Cali,
Very good. Thank you very much.
Seberang Perai,
中国汕头，广东汕尾，
Siaya.
Sorsogon,
What?
Surabaya,
Singapore, 苏州 China,
Singapore, Sydney, Taichung, Taiwan,
Singapore,
Tainan, Taiwan,
Taipei,
Taoyuan 台湾，
Singapore.
Tashkent Uzbekistan,
Thessaloniki, Greece.
Thimphu Bhutan,
Tianjin, China.
Singapore,
Tokyo,
Townsville, Australia.
Toyama, Japan.
Vienna, Austria.
Vientiane,
Vladivostok.
Wellington, New Zealand,
Singapore,
West of England,
Yala Thailand,
Yangjiang, China. Yokohama, Japan.
Singapore. We're doing well for the world record. Professor Liu.
Singapore
Medellin,
International Finance Corporation,
Andhra Pradesh India Singapore
United Nations Habitat,
Singapore.
Seoul, Singapore,
NG,
Allahabad City, India,
Singapore,
MasterCard, Dassault System,
Singapore
NTU, Singapore,
Urban Land Institute,
European Commission, Keppel, Singapore,
Arab, International Federation for Housing and Planning, excuse me,
Tianjin Eco City Malmö Sweden
Veolia,
University of Pennsylvania.
International Federation for Housing and Planning,
World Business Council Sustainable Development,
C40 cities.
Singapore,
Congratulations, everyone. And what an amazing and fantastic list of city leaders are convened here, Minister, for the World City Summit Mayors Forum. It's now a great pleasure to introduce our first speaker today. He's the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, His Excellency Shri Nara Chandrababu Naidu, who will speak to us for 5 minutes about the twin themes of innovation and infrastructure in Andhra Pradesh. Chief Minister, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Clerk. It is a rare opportunity for me to address all of you, Honorable Minister and friends. I am building a new capital. Generally, very rare opportunity, very difficult task, but all of you has to help me in building a new capital. In India, we are building this capital with the support of Singapore government and also consortium of Singapore cities. If you see the challenges today of rapid urban development, as on today 54% of urban population, by 2050 it is going to reach 60%, 66%. 90% of this increase will come from Asia and also Africa. By 2030, the number of megacities will increase from 31 to 41. If you see here, always today challenge for all of us, whenever there is a crisis, how to convert crisis into an opportunity. Our state is very young state, 4 years. It is a new bifurcation. After that, we are starting building new capital and also new state. If you see here all disadvantages, earlier I developed Hyderabad, one of the best brownfield city in India. Now, similar spirit, I am developing another city and also new state. For this, we have given a vision 2022, 2029, 2050. By 2022, we wanted to be top 3 in India. By 2029, we wanted to be number 1 in India with happiness as index. By 2050, we want to be best destination in the world. To achieve all these things, if you see here, recent success, when we started all these things, 9.20 growth rate, steadily 10.60 next year, 11.07, next year 11.22. Whereas all India 7.18, 7.93, 7.11, 6.60. This is how consistently we are growing in a big way. Ease of doing business, we are number 1 in India. We wanted to be distant number 1 and also top 5 or 10 in the world. That is how we are working on ease of doing business. If you see here in this slide, I have given you how we are using smart technologies, innovation and technology, convergence to drive outcomes across the state. We are creating smart power grid, smart water grid, road grid, gas grid, and also a fiber grid, all these things, so that I want to reach 100% saturation by using technology, the best infrastructure in Andhra Pradesh. That is how we are working. One example I'm giving you because of lack of time. Power. In India, so many innovations are coming, especially in solar and wind. If you can go storage also, this will be the best cost-effective energy we can supply. As on today, earlier we used to procure cost of power per unit, 5 rupees 50 paisa. Now with solar energy, it is coming around 2 rupees 70 paisa. So that we can supply power at a cost effective, ultimately will become manufacturing hub. I am going for saturation mode with all these developments in India. If you see here, this is where we are going, enabling private sector participation in all walks of life. It may be PPP model, hybrid annuity, viability gap funding, BOT, BOT, various models we are working. And also we are involving best companies in the world and also best agencies in the world, including World Bank, Bill and Melinda Gates, World Economic Forum, UNICEF, ADB, Berkeley University, like that, academic and also private partners, and also we are involving best organizations in the world. If you see here, this is the city we are working. Our city is Amaravati. You know very well, to build a city is very difficult. We are all discussing now. We are making 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes principle. 5 minutes for emergencies, 10 minutes for social network, 15 minutes for walk to work. This is how we are conceiving. Our aim is very clear. Amaravati is envisioned to be among top 5 happy cities globally, encompassing highest standards of livability and infrastructure with a thriving economic environment. This city is nearly capital region, 8,603 square kilometers. Capital city area, 217 square kilometers. Population, 3.5 million. GDP by 2050, 35 billion. Employment, 1.5 million. 9 cities, 27 townships, 9 anchor sectors, 80% public transportation. Outer ring road is 210 kilometers. Inland canals, 80 kilometers. This is a blue and green city, what we are envisaging. As on today, so many very innovative principles we have adopted here.
Chief Minister, we're out of time, so please wind
Only
up.
1 minute I am at it.
Yeah.
Amaravati currently is fast-paced execution mode. Singapore companies are working with us. It is one innovative idea I am placing all of you. We have gone for land pooling. Nearly 26,000 farmers has given 35,000 acres of land under land pooling without paying even 1 rupee. After development, I am giving back 25 to 30% land. This is I am bringing all organizations, either land and also construction and also planning and design and also economic development. Friends, what I am saying, to build a city is a very rare opportunity. To build a greenfield capital, it is the rarest opportunity. I need all your cooperation in building this. We are engaging world best companies, either architects or builders or creative people. All of us wanted to build this city. I need your cooperation. It is only 4-year stay, but this capital will be one of the most beautiful capital we want to build what you are envisaging. With this, I am thanking all of you. Thank you, Ananda.
Chief Minister, thank you very much indeed. The amazing story of the creation of Amaravati, the new city, as the Chief Minister said, the gorgeous new capital for Andhra Pradesh. Let's move now to a contribution to this morning's conversation from the capital city grouping of the ASEAN capitals, which has been meeting here in Singapore over the last few days. And to deliver this contribution to the discussion, please welcome Lo Yen Ling. She's the coordinator and chairman of the Mayor's Committee of Singapore.
Thank you. Very good afternoon. Thank you, Professor Greg Clark, and very good afternoon to Forum Chairman, Minister Lawrence Wong. There are 5 mayors in Singapore, and the 5 mayors would like to extend a warm welcome to Your Excellencies and the mayors from various cities to World City Summit Mayors Forum. Like what Professor Greg Clark has mentioned, the mayors and governors of the ASEAN capital city has been meeting over the last 3 days. In short, this grouping is called MGMAC. MGMAC, the meeting of governors, mayors of ASEAN capital city. Very happy to see some of the governors, mayors continuing the forum today. Now, MGMAC was first started 6 years ago in 2012. Since it was started in Jakarta in 2012, this annual ASEAN Capital Summit has really strengthened the links and understanding between governors and mayors across various ASEAN cities. So this year, as chairman of ASEAN, the 5 mayors in Singapore welcomed and convened the 6th MGMAC, a significant meeting that will enhance the solidarity of our ASEAN community. I have with me my other fellow mayors. I would like to do a shout out to Mayor Dr. Teo Ho Pin, Northwest District, on my diagonal left behind. Dr. Teo Ho Pin. And Mayor Denise Phua of Central District, Singapore, on my diagonal left in the orange jacket. And also Mayor Desmond Chu, Mayor of Northeast District in Singapore. Now, this year the MGMAC theme is based on Singapore's 2018 ASEAN focus, which is resilient and innovative. So our meeting over the last few days centered on livable and sustainable cities. If you look at your program sheet today, it is the same topic that we're all talking about today. And yesterday morning, we had a very vibrant exchange and fruitful session on how, across the various ASEAN capital cities, we can come together collectively to tackle environmental challenges, leverage smart technologies, and build community resilience. The MGMAC discussion was divided into 3 segments, as you can see in the slide: community resilience, water management, and smart technology. Now, on the community resilience, we had Dr. Teo Ho Pin, the mayor of Northwest District, talked about how they have nurtured community resilience and greater environmental sustainability by making green living a part of the residents' lifestyle. So we brought the governors and mayor to the community club in his district. In fact, last year, Northwest District won the Regional ASEAN Environmental Sustainable City Award for the 2nd time for its efforts and initiative to keep the district clean, green, and livable. Yesterday, we also had discussion on water resource management and smart technologies for sustainable environment, because we believe that innovation is crucial to achieving sustainability. New ways of managing our resources and using smart technologies like sensor, the smart grid, and data analytics can certainly help to create a vibrant ecosystem for environmental sustainability. Our colleagues from the Environment and Water Resource Ministry and the Housing and Development Board also talk about water and waste management in Singapore. And they elaborated on how our little island city leverage on smart technologies to improve sustainability. Amongst the ASEAN capital city, we agreed that even though we share many common challenges, but this allows us to come together to take collective action and support from all our society, not just government, but from individuals to businesses and across government to civic organizations. Together, as ASEAN capital city, we can certainly tap on the power of collaboration to meet our city's challenges. By establishing an ASEAN Smart Cities network, we can catalyze across our region dynamic opportunities for growth, innovation, capacity building, climate change mitigation, and sustainable development. As we discussed and exchanged insights on all these issues, even though the 6th MGMAC has concluded, but we believe that it will open new doors of collaboration and solutions for ASEAN capital cities. We acknowledge that the challenges for ASEAN capital cities are tough, not easy, but we can certainly overcome them as we learn from our collective lessons and work towards the goal we have set. Yesterday afternoon, the ASEAN capital city signed the declaration to affirm our commitment to take ownership of environmental sustainability for our city. We hope this will lead all of us closer to a more sustainable and livable future here in ASEAN. Thank you.
Madam Mayor, thank you very much for this very important feedback from the meeting of the mayors and governors of the ASEAN Capital Cities Group. Our next speaker will be Melissa Kui, Melissa is representing a very important group, the World City Summit Young Leaders, who are convened every time the World City Summit occurs to address the interests, the enthusiasms, and the development of the next generation of leaders of cities and leaders of companies that are working with cities. Melissa has been elected as their spokesperson to give feedback on the topics of this forum. Please welcome Melissa Kui, Director for the Pontiac Land Group.
Good morning, everyone. Here to really share. And I tell you, it was quite a feat to bring over 100 and, 104 young leaders together this morning after World Cup and after a long exciting weekend. But I think that in so many ways that really represents the incredible passion, the incredible dedication of the young leaders that are here to look at things beyond just their own organizations or think tanks or companies, and actually think about why are we here for this greater good. So I just want to give a huge shout out to all the young leaders who put in their time, energy, and passion to be here this morning. I think when we talk about young leaders, we are talking about a mindset, because some of us are young and some of us are young at heart. But I think the one thing that you will know from this group is that this group believes that our cities deserve better, and that our group believes that our citizens deserve better, and that we are the people to be partners in actually making that happen. I'm going to ask everyone to do a very strange thing, if I may, and could we just take 10 seconds to look someone else in the eye without speaking? Could we just take 10 seconds right now to just look someone else in the eye without speaking? Now, I imagine that might have felt like the longest 10 seconds in this whole convening today. But I think that what we realized in the Young Leaders Forum too was that actually the hardest thing to do is sometimes to just recognize people as people, and to stop and know that at the end of the day, what we really want to do is see that sense of connection between citizens, between government and the people, between businesses and the communities where they operate and where they serve. And I think this is the essence of what that 2.5 hours when we shared this morning actually was about, is connecting as people, connecting for the bigger dreams of our city. So one big idea that we had was, how can we see cities as living labs? Of course, being a young leader group, a lot of this was around smart cities and the use of data, and not just data that is gathered sort of top-down, but citizen-generated data. For example, if we want to look at how we make cities more efficient and effective in terms of our transport, how do we include the informal networks, transport networks in that data map, and not just the sort of official systems of transport, of the transport infrastructure. That means figuring out how the tuk-tuk driver, figuring out how the motorcyclist, figuring out how the minibus also factors into that. That's in the developing city context. As we thought about learning spaces, we also believed that this learning could not occur if it was constantly stifled by regulation. Now, we also know that you can't just have, regulation change all the time. So the question was, could we create sandboxes? Could there be special protected areas, if you will, for people to just, for new policy innovation to just be tested and tried out? We also looked at how to engage small and medium enterprises in the economy as well. Of course, most economies are made up of small and medium-sized enterprises. So looking at just different innovations, whether it's differential success-based pricing, looking at how to involve them in defining what success is, or even just having more flexible funding, being available for that. There were a lot of different ideas that came out about how we can remake and reimagine our cities and our relationships to one another in the city. So I really strongly encourage you to hear a little bit more from what happened at the Young Leaders Dialogue in the notes that will follow. But I do want to invite you all to think about how you could tap the passion, the energy, the other-centered commitment of the young leaders who are here to serve with you, to serve our citizens. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Melissa. And of course, the report from the Young Leaders Dialogue with 104 young leaders focused on cities will be part of the report of this World Cities Summit Mayors Forum. Dinesh will shortly give you instructions for what happens next. I simply want to say to you that after the break, we will be immediately engaging in our two topics of disruptive innovation and infrastructure finance. We will have case studies from some of the leading cities in the world that are here, and we will have an open forum where all of you can participate in the discussion. I look forward to that. Dinesh?
Thanks, Greg. Distinguished guests, we've had a great start to the forum, but before we break, I have two short announcements and one major request. Okay, first, to access free Wi-Fi, join the network called Mice Hotspots. Launch your browser and accept the terms and conditions. No password is needed. Secondly, your feedback is incredibly valuable to us. Please take a moment to fill in the survey form on your table. It will make future forums even better for you and your peers. Now, before we get to lunch, we have one very important and ambitious project to execute. We're going to take the official group photograph of the 9th World City Summit Mayors Forum. We're going to assemble all of you here for this photograph. So ladies and gentlemen, I seek your patience and your attention as we usher you row by row. Now first, I'd like to invite the chairman and distinguished guests from the head table to proceed to the photo area immediately behind you, please. That's you. So Minister Wong is in the middle, and everyone else is on the side. There's no particular priority. May I now invite guests from the first table to come and join them at the photo area? No, that table, yes. Can I invite all of you from this first table, yes, to please join them at the photo area? And at the same time, can the mayors and city leaders from this table join on this side of the photo area? Thank you.
So far, so good. Chief Minister was too slow. Yes, but it's very difficult. But he was just reading. And he took 9 minutes instead of 5. You heard me interrupt him. But
I'm going to have to ask everyone to please take one step down so that the first row is on the, exactly. Thank you. And then we have more space for everyone behind.
I'm here for 4 days. I don't think you invited this table yet.
Yes. Yes.
move together behind the minister, that's better. If you, gentlemen on this row, if you move along a little bit, there's plenty of room. Yes, sir. Keep going, that's good. Keep going, very good, very good. Okay. We need to still get everybody in, so we ask you just to keep moving along to make a little bit more space. That's good. We have to be family today, so keep moving along, please, as much as you can. We don't observe the normal personal space protocols.